else. We are talking today about a really cool and fun client story that I actually heard someone share yesterday. And I'm not going to give identifying information away, but this person will be sharing her story next week on our live summit. Hey, Steph, good morning. So good to see you. And I think it is so fun because I'm starting to see in the community people coming in and surpassing what I did with my own quantum leap experience. So if you're not familiar with my story, I went from stuck at the same income level for over a decade, working really hard, but never feeling like I could like break through a certain income threshold to within 6 weeks, 10xing my income and going from having 100K years to 100K months. Well, what's really fun though, and I've seen this modeled now multiple times, is people who come in, and it's kind of like, it's kind of like the 4-minute mile, by the way, for those of you who are joining live, good morning. I'm so happy to see you. And I was speaking yesterday with a woman in our community who is in our 10K club. And she was letting me know, I didn't know that this had happened for her. When she came in February, she was coming from a nursing background and had zero sales experience, had a sales job that wasn't even secured yet. And I'll share a little bit more of the action she took today so that you can apply this to your own quantum leap. But she shared with me yesterday on our call that she's about to close $1 million in sales in 7 months. So $0 to $1 million in 7 months. Like how incredible is that, right? So I wanted to come on today and share just a little bit about what I know as her coach in terms of the mindset and also the action taking that was involved in this. So if you are joining live, again, welcome, hello. I'd love to hear in the comments, what would that be like for you if that happened? And what result would you love to experience that would push the limits of what you currently perceive to be possible for you? Because I can guarantee you that I remember the call with this particular person in February. And I could tell she had a big vision and big goals. And maybe she'll tell us next week. I'll probably ask her this on the summit. But I don't know if she would have said she believed that she'd be closing $1 million in sales in 7 months. But it's so beautiful to see it here and to see it manifested. Claire, good morning. So good to see you. So I want to get you in some really good like quantum leap energy today. And I think that's what's powerful about this community and about what I'm seeing people do and about the results. And it's not just financial. Today, we're going to talk financial. But we have people, healing health conditions, healing relationships. It's so much more than just sales and money and business. Those of you who are in the community know this. But it raises the bar in terms of what other people see and believe to be possible for them. And so that's part of why I wanted to share this. And the other piece of this, and so I'll share a little bit more about this client and what she did in a minute so you can apply it to yourself. But I was speaking with someone else yesterday. Today's live is very inspired by client stories, which is fun. I was speaking with someone else who is going to be a new private coaching client of mine. And one of the questions this person asked was, this feels like a really big investment. Which private coaching with me, I tell people like, I'm not the cheapest coach out there, but I will get you amazing results if you're coachable and committed. And I also don't believe in investing in something that feels cheap. You're not going to change with that. But what he asked was like, can I stair step it? Can I kind of tiptoe in? I don't know. And he ultimately arrived at the decision that's going to help him quantum leap, which is when you're going for big goals, you don't stair step, you go all in. But that's what I want to speak to today is the power of going all in, because this woman who went from 0 to $1 million in 7 months went all in. She went all in and acted in faith in a way that many people might feel afraid to, that many people would hold back on. But this is the difference. And it's one thing to sit here and listen to stories from people who did something like she did, or you hear my quantum leap story or others. It's one thing to sit there and listen and say, oh, that would be nice, but I don't have the resources, I don't have the time, I don't have this or that. And it's another thing to say, if they can do it, there's no reason why I can't as well. And there is a tremendous amount of acting in faith and going all in that is required to that. So again, this client, I'm going to interview her. She's actually helping us on our team right now too with some things, which is great. I'm so excited. So you'll get to hear more about that next week on the summit. But when she came into our community and she came into our program, she didn't even have a secure sales job. She was on a plan, again, nurse, zero sales background, and knew that she wanted a change in career, knew that she wanted to move into a field where she could just show up in a different way, have some more personal empowerment, et cetera. And, but she had no sales background, and she found me, I think through Google, maybe, I honestly don't remember. But when we got on our discovery call in February, she was basically on a trial period in a new company where she had to close a certain number of sales within, I think it was 2 weeks, in order to even keep her job. And at that point, when we spoke, as of that morning when we spoke, she hadn't closed any sales. And so the job wasn't even secure. And we were talking about 10K Club for her, which is our signature coaching program. And her intuition was like, yes, I need to do this. But her fear was, oh my gosh, I don't even have a secure sales job. Let me secure the job. Let me make sure I even have this before I invest in myself. Right? Which a lot of people would say, oh, that's the logical thing to do. That's the reasonable thing to do. But when we make choices that way, when we don't listen to our intuition and instead we make choices based on present circumstances, which we remember are old news, and we don't make choices as the version of us with our goal accomplished would make, we stay in the same place. And so we had a beautiful conversation on the call and really tapped, and I know this and I teach this because I live it. It's one thing if I said this to you and I didn't live it. It's another thing to live it out. What we talked about was decision making from the end. So you go to the end result. The job is secure. I can't remember what she wanted to make when she first came in. I've got it somewhere in my notes. I don't remember. I know she has far surpassed what she thought was possible for her. I will say that. But I said, you go to that place where that's done. And from that place, what choice do you make? And she tuned in and she was honest with herself. And she was like, from that place, I invest, and I invest now because I know that it's done. And I feel energetically connected to this program, to this community. And I just have this intuitive nudge that I need to do this. And so it wasn't that there wasn't any fear. Her logical mind, her analytical mind was telling her all the reasons why this wasn't a good idea, right? Which it will do, because it's always thinking about how to keep you where you are, because that's where it views safety, right? And security. But she listened to her intuition and she went all in and she took bold action and she invested in herself in a sales program without even having a secure sales job. And that afternoon, she made her first sale. And now, again, 7 months later, we're on our call yesterday. She tells me she's about to close her first $1 million in sales. And I was like, you go, girl. That is amazing and so powerful and so beautiful. But what I want you to hear from this is the energy in her actions and the energy in her decision making that led to that quantum leap. Because I can tell you, if she had said, well, I'll wait until the job is secure, I'll wait until I know the money is there, I'll wait until the circumstances align, I'll wait until I know for sure, it wouldn't have happened like this. I've lived this. I've seen it too many times in my own life, in our community. It is when we walk in faith. It is when we go all in. It is when we don't try to tiptoe or dip a toe in the water or ease in, but instead say, what does the version of me with my end result accomplished do? That is when we quantum leap. And that is only when we quantum leap. And so I think this is an important story to share with you today, because again, we can sit here and listen to the stories of other people who are doing the things that we want to do. And we can make them special or say that there's something about them that's different than us. The only thing that's different is that they're acting in faith and that they're going all in and that they're willing to follow that call in spite of whatever fear is showing up. Red Poppy, completely my thoughts. I need the courage to take the leap. Amazing. So here's what's powerful about that. So whatever it is that you're wanting to take the leap in, no one is going to come give you the courage or the permission. This is what I really got in my own life when I realized we collectively wrote a book, Permission to Be Powerful. You can go buy it on Amazon and read it. My clients and I wrote a book, and it came out in January of this year. But I share in my chapter, in my part of the book, my own quantum leap experience where I did 10x my income in 6 weeks. And it was 100% because I realized that I had been looking for someone else to come give me the courage, to come give me the permission, to come give me the validation. And I realized no one was coming to do that. And so I had to become my own best advocate. I had to start embodying courage, even though I hadn't been showing up courageously in certain areas of life. I had to start being her and acting as her now. And so for you, and just this is such a beautiful comment and awareness, right? Of I need the courage to take the leap. It already exists within you. And you can look at where are some other times in my life where I've demonstrated courage. Or you can ask, what would a courageous person do? And then you do that. This is how I do it in my life now. What would a courageous person do? Or what would, because our team is growing and our company is growing, so I ask myself a lot, like, what would the best leader in the world do? Right? Because that's who I want to embody and be right now. So asking ourselves those questions, and then you'll start acting differently. You'll start showing up differently. You'll start doing different things. But that's the embodiment piece of this. And the powerful thing about this, I've got a YouTube video called Decision Making from the End, which you can go check out on my YouTube. The powerful thing about this is the way the universe works. The resources come after you say yes. The money comes after you say yes. I was sharing this yesterday with someone that one of my private coaching clients from a couple years ago, it's a 6-figure investment to work with me privately. And one of my private clients a couple years ago, she moved forward in faith. It was an uncomfortable investment for her. She did a $10,000 deposit and it was feeling very stretchy, right? And uncomfortable. The next month after she did that, she had a client sign a 100K contract with her that she didn't know was coming in. But the money came after she made the decision. And this is how it works for anything. So whatever it is that you're feeling called to do, you do not need the money right now to do it. You do not need the clients to tell you that you're a good entrepreneur, a good coach, a good sales professional. The world is just going to mirror to you how you're thinking and feeling about you. So you've got to validate you first. You've got to choose to embody the version of you who has what you want, and you've got to take action in faith. You've got to say, what would I do from the end result accomplished? And then you do that. Okay? So I wanted to share that story because I think this is the key. And again, most people aren't willing to do it, but that's why most people keep getting the same results. So like I mentioned, this particular client, I'm going to interview her next week on our summit. So we have a free sales summit coming up next week called the Quantum Sales Growth Summit. I am so excited to be bringing this to you. You can go to elisearcher.com/salessummit24 to get registered completely free. I'm going to be teaching our model, the 4 quadrants of quantum sales growth. The summit is open to everyone. I know my branding speaks a lot to women. Obviously, She Sells brand. We serve a lot of women in our community, and it's something I'm very passionate about. And I will say we have had more and more incredible men coming into our community, coming into our energy. And I just want to make it clear, all are welcome. All are welcome here. All are welcome in the summit. We want to have you. We want to serve you. The material applies. The material applies regardless of your gender. Okay. So we'd love to have you there. And then if you want to get in the room with us, the last opportunity to be live in the room with us this year, September 25th and 26th in Portland, Maine, which, by the way, Portland in the fall, this is now my second fall in Maine, is absolutely beautiful. So come get here in the beautiful New England fall weather. And we are having a live event called the Quantum Leap Factor. This is all about integrating feminine and masculine energy to quantum leap your results. You got a tiny bit of what we're going to be talking about at the event today. So if you want to grab a ticket for that, send me a DM. The link should be in my bio on Instagram for that as well, but send me a DM. I can send you the link or have someone on my team send you more details. We can connect. Happy to connect you with a member of my team for a chat about it as well. But we're here to serve you. We are here to serve you. We're here to help you in your own quantum leap. I think that life is too short to not experience the fullness of your potential, the fullness of who you are. And my heart and my mission and our company's heart and mission is to help every single person who wants that transformation to have that through our material. So connect, send a DM, let us know who you are, what you're looking to accomplish. Join us for the summit next week. It's going to be transformational. All right, my friends, have a beautiful rest of your Tuesday. I'll see you soon.